Hello, and thank you for viewing this tutorial. Hopefully in just a few minutes here, what I'm going to do is go over those two new suggestions or expectations about Canvas usage, those being making sure that assignments are posted to the student's calendar and also using modules to organize content. I'll just demonstrate briefly how to do each of those, and I'll actually start with the modules because I think it makes sense to do that as you're creating your Canvas page. So if you were to start just from scratch on one of your courses in Canvas, it would look something like this. Um, what I typically do is make sure that my home page is the course modules page. And there's a button over here on the right that can help you do that. And the way that you would create a module is simply by clicking the button up here at the top right called Module. You can, of course, title this or organize these modules however you want or however fits your class. You can do so by topic, you can do so by week, whatever works. So let's just call this first module the introduction. Now once I have this, there's nothing in this, so when I click this down arrow here, there's nothing there. I can add assignments into it. Now again, this class is empty, so anything I add I'm going to have to create. And I can show you how to do that in just a moment when we get into the creation of assignments. I can also show you in this class, which is already pre-populated, another option to put an existing assignment into a module is when you go to hit that plus button, you can add an assignment or a quiz or a page or anything else you want here. And then there's actually a list of all of your existing assignments for that class, and you can just click on any one of those and it will put it in that module for you. Now the reason for why we thought this was important is if I go into the student view here, if I'm a student taking this class, what this allows me to do is to kind of get a snapshot of everything that's coming up in this chunk of the course. So I can know that, for example, on the 25th, I'm going to have this eulogy activity done. I'm also going to have this pretest done. And it's kind of a manageable chunk of the course that's not quite so overwhelming. Whereas if I were to go into the assignments tab, instead of seeing that kind of chunked, broken down version of the class, I just get this really broad, kind of expansive list of every assignment that that's part of the course. Some of which might change later, and you never really know exactly how that'll happen. So, at least in our thought and experience, when students can see something that's a little bit more manageable, they can get an understanding of kind of where they are in the unit. And also where they're going, and that can hopefully help them to plan how they're going to get there. So in this unit you can see all those assignments, and then in my next unit those are there as well. There's other little things you can do in terms of guiding them through things, like you can make them view a goals page and mark that they've done that before they proceed, and all kinds of other little nuances, but that of course is all optional, and there's support for that if you're interested in that as well. So that's creating modules and organizing content in modules. The other thing, of course, that we're asking is that faculty members will create assignments before they're due and make sure that the students can see those assignments in Canvas. And there's really two options for doing that. The first option is just to go ahead and create an assignment. I like to do this straight from the modules page, so that way it goes right in there. So I'll just make up an assignment. You click New Assignment, you give it a title, and you click Add Item. It's kind of this annoying little step in between where you have to go back and you have to click on that and click Edit to enter in the details of the assignment. So you can give an assignment description. You can identify how many points it's going to be worth. Let's make this 1 out of 10. When you have your courses set up, of course, there'll be different assignment groups like tests, quizzes, etc. You can pick that there. You do not have to have students submit their assignments or their work on Canvas. There is an option for a paper submission. But the idea is that you create the assignment in Canvas so that they can see it there and it's in their calendar, even if you're going to collect it on paper. If you do collect it online, then you choose what kind of format you want. I typically allow them to either do text entry or file uploads. There's also other options in terms of making group assignments, and if you want some help on that, we can help you out with that as well. But then the important part is making sure that there is a due date. Okay, so when you click on the calendar here, it'll pull up monthly calendar. Let's just say this is going to be due on the 21st. The default setting is always 11:59 p.m. Of course, you can change that. And then when you have your assignment all set to go, you can click Save, and the students won't actually see it until it's published. So you can click Save and Publish there. When you do that, that will automatically put this assignment into the student's calendar. And in addition to that, if we can switch to student mode again here, when it's on their calendar, you can also see that it's going to be on their to-do list. So when they go into your course, into your page, they'll see everything that they have coming up right here on the right side. So that can kind of help them organize their assignments. So that's one option, is creating an assignment through the modules. Another option, and this might be attractive if you're going to create an assignment that maybe is not graded, like maybe you're going to just ask them to read a certain number of chapters. Another option to do that and to make it accessible to the students is to go into the calendar. So that's on the far left over here. And you can click on the, you know what, I'm in student mode, so I gotta leave student view right there. You can click on the course that you're teaching, which is going to be a menu over here on your right. And let's say that on Tuesday I want to assign a reading assignment, and it's going to be read chapters 1 through 3. All right, so when I do that, I can click on more options to get this. I could just say read chapters 1 through 3 and the Odyssey, and then create event. Okay, so you can see that event is there in my calendar, but then also when I go back to my course, and if I go into the student view, well, it's not doing this right now, but eventually the student will be able to view that in their to-do list, and when they go onto their calendar, they'll also see that right here in their calendar. So if you have any questions about how to create modules or how to create assignments or events that are viewable to the students in their calendars and are in their to-do list, please let one of us know, and thank you again for watching.